Go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Flow State Podcast, episode 38, brought to you by Mudsy's Audio Solutions. Thanks for checking us out on Facebook, on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. Doesn't exist anymore, but we've got plenty of other places.
That's right, yeah. Thanks to the people at Patreon for sticking in there and helping us out. You can become a patron as well over at patreon.com and just search for Flow State Podcast and then you'll find us.
That's fantastic, and we've got lots of really cool surprises coming up for patrons as well. So if you want to be part of the madness, you can check that out. Also, we've got a couple of funny pages you can look at as well. Cody, what do you reckon about those?
Yeah, there's a couple of funny little Tucker Bag ones and stuff like that. We're bringing back Tucker Bag. Fuck it, we're doing it. All right, so go check all that shit out.
That's right.
Hey, let's start episode 38.
That's right. Episode 38. You piece of shits. Here we go.
Yeah, belt it.
What do you reckon? It's one of those days, boys. It's push that up a little bit. We can get the good people to hear us. That's the way. It's one of them days, man.
Yeah, it's the
been
podcast.
One of them. It's podcast day. I'm always happy about podcast day. It's my favorite day of the week.
Is it really? Yeah.
It really is, because people suck most of the time. People fucking blow, and it's just really hard to kind of get your head around that sort of situation when, I mean, I like going to work and I love that stuff, but in general, you don't really get to have a really good conversation with people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like most of the time, you just have to talk to them about stuff, and then they give you money, pull their pants up, and leave.
Oh yeah, and are you still working down there?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those ones. You got to make money somehow. But I really like podcast day, man. It's my favorite day of the week.
Yeah. I enjoy it too. It's good. And hey, look, I hate nothing more than small talk. Small talk's my pet hate, and I'll go out of my way to avoid it now. And people think I'm rude. Especially my girlfriend, my fiance, she hates the fact that I avoid conversing with people because I know it's just going to be small talk because I don't know her friends, and I know you can't just lead in by going, "Oh, my father hasn't spoken to me in 30 years" or whatever. You can't open with the deep dark shit.
You have to be 30 for that to work.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But just the real shit. Like I want to have a conversation with someone. I don't want to talk about, it was rain last week.
Yeah.
Yes, there was. Yeah. And then you got to pretend that you're actually interested in any sort of weather at all. I've got no interest in the weather until it's actually the wet, like it's impacting me personally.
I think there is a time and place for weather chat, and I think it's involved in if you've got something to do.
If you work for the news and you're the weatherman.
Yeah, the weatherman. That's the only time and the only place
that it should be spoken about ever.
That's right. But in one of those situations in which, you're saying, "Hey mate, going fishing on the weekend," and because now I've fished once in 20 years, so I'm a fisherman now.
You keep bringing it up on the podcast.
Because I want to go again. I want to go. It's so much fun. I was going to go last weekend.
Yeah.
But it's one of those ones where, people will talk about that, you got to watch it because it's raining, you're going to fucking, or whatever. But I don't know, is raining good for fish? Is raining one of those ones where...
So it's good when a thunderstorm's coming in, right? Because it gets all dark and the fish think, it's getting to the evening time because the sun's going away. So that's what time they like to eat.
Yeah.
So apparently that's the thing because the big dark clouds come over, covers the sun, then that's when they come out. But when it starts raining, I think it makes them sort of stop. But just before... put the line in, you'll catch something.
I suppose all of that rippling and all the shit going on in the water, they make it think like, maybe something's
happening.
Yeah, something's happening out there. Imagine
they know it's raining.
They would have to.
Yeah, because it happens all the time. Do you reckon worms know it's raining?
Worms?
Yeah, because they come out and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose
when it's been wet.
I had this epiphany about
Probably
fishing. Is you think about, obviously I'm a fan of alien stuff. I like.
Are you really?
A little bit. I don't know if you've heard me mention it before. See episode 10, guys, and 27.
Go back. You can hear about Broden getting abducted. You can. What else did we do? You got UFO footage. That was alien madness.
That was good. That was actually, I think the anniversary of that was just a couple of weeks ago. A very, very cool time. But so I was thinking about fishing. And how you've got these creatures that are swimming around in their little universe, and then there's this atmosphere that's really thin above them, right? That's just only an ozone layer away. And you think about someone drops this magic thing in there, and they go, "Fuck yeah, that looks like food. I'm going to have that."
Yeah.
And then they get sucked up with this tractor beam, which is actually an invisible line. They get sucked up by this invisible thing into this outer atmosphere with it gasping for air, and they don't know what actually is going on.
Yeah, so it's they're going to another dimension.
Essentially, they're going to another dimension.
Because they don't know about it.
They don't, because it's different. It's a completely different place where they can float.
Yeah.
But in this land, they're sucked towards this strange place.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a very cool.
That's like a parallel to what we experience, like when you go to another dimension here.
Yeah.
Like, not saying it happens, but like when they theorize what would happen if you were to say to go to another dimension, which is definitely what happens when you've smoked DMT and stuff like that. Yeah, you're definitely going somewhere that's not here, and you're unlocking the next level.
That's awesome.
But that's what fish is. Like you're getting sucked up. And then you're like, what the fuck? Like this is completely different. Can't comprehend it. Can't even survive here.
And that's the thing, is that you're getting this completely different reality that is you can't live in that. You can't live in that. And that's probably like why people freak the fuck out. You know, if I'm not saying like people just go into other dimensions all the time or whatever, you know.
Probably.
It would be cool if they did.
Yeah, I reckon people are.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're doing business with them, but they're taking LSD and do business with aliens.
Yeah, Alex Jones
says that.
Yeah, he says they're taking higher and higher doses of fucking... They're taking higher and higher doses, and they're going and making intergalactic deals with aliens. It's like,
they're making human animal hybrids. It's for the government. They've got these programs, and
he's fucking funny, man.
He's he would make a great comedian, man. I think so. Yeah,
he says he goes like. Have you ever watched his show InfoWars?
Yeah,
it's a treat.
I love it.
It's a treat because he like the way he presents it. He does voices and stuff and like takes the piss out of people. He's like, yeah, he just says all this.
He does high pitch because his voice is natural. He's comical. He should be. You know that JR who does the wrestling commentator?
Yeah.
That guy? He should be like, if that JR, God forbid, ever passes away, he should take over for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he'd be good.
I don't know any of the modern wrestlers, but he'd be like,
Blue Blazer is coming into the ring, and he's gonna fight mankind.
But he could have like conspiracy theories about the wrestlers. That'd be a good element to add to it.
You hit the storylines that Alex Jones could come up with for wrestlers would be phenomenal, wouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure. Like he'd be able to make stuff like out of the blue, like he does in real life. You know, like when he's talking, it's like when he's been on the Joe Rogan podcast and stuff like that, people are like, how the fuck do you keep talking? Like it's just like he keeps going off the like he doesn't stop. And our friend David Icke, not saying that,
he's our friend, he's our best friend now.
Yeah, not comparing those two, but you can because they're both conspiracy researchers. They do the same thing, and the way Alex Jones says that he can keep talking like that, it's like he's standing in front, like his mind is a fast flowing river, and everything just keeps entering his mind. Like that just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. It's like, whoa, fuck! Imagine if you could think like that. And definitely David Icke 100% does that too, because it's just like it's on to the next thing. I've got an answer for that. I've got an answer, and that's where I get a bit questionable about these guys, because it's like I've got an answer for that. Next point, I've got an answer for that. I've got an answer for that. You can't have a fucking answer for everything. They never once go, I'm not sure. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it didn't. It's like this is what's happening. It's like.
They get into the flow state.
It's too considered. They're too considered, I think. Like they know everything. That's where I'm at with them.
The thing that scares me about that is what if they actually do know something we don't?
Yeah, well that's always the threat, because there's been instances where these people
have been right. Yeah.
But a stopped clock is right twice a day.
So that's one of my favourite sayings.
Yeah, it's good.
A broken clock is right twice a day. Like, how fucked is that? It's like,
you're
wrong.
Out there,
you're wrong and you're retarded, but you're right sometimes.
Yeah, like if you throw enough shit at the wall, some of it's going to stick. That's exactly what they do.
Well, look, speaking of throwing shit at the wall, I'm going to...
Yeah, what are you going to do there, bro?
I'm going to crack at this. This is the Holgate Hoppinator, man. I remember the first time I tried this beer, I was 18 or 19 years old, and I went to Holgate in Woodend. And not that they're supporting this podcast. I don't think our brow is at the right level for that. But I remember I went there and they do like a beer paddle.
Yeah.
And it had like 12 or 13 beers. I don't know. It was like, I don't know. It was a heap of beers.
Actually, it was a bunch of beers, all genetically modified by aliens.
And I remember the Hoppinator at the end, and it was just, I was a kid. I was like VBs and drinking fucking Coronas and shit like that, CUB shit from the pub for $1 a pop.
Yeah, the classics.
And I had this thing, and I was like, oh, it's spicy. This is messed up. And after I killed most of those taste buds with a decade of cigarettes and a bunch of shit alcohol, I now can taste stuff really nice.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
But it's funny once you quit cigarettes, how much your taste comes back and how much better everything tastes. So this is the Holgate, the Hoppinator. This is the T2020 Hoppinator. So let's give that a bit of a hang on. You want to ASMR that shit? Let's just
go for it. We may as well. This is wow.
Not bad.
It was a good crack. That was a great crack.
Love a good bit of crack. So never tried it. Let's try this beer.
Where did you say that was from again, Broden?
Oh shit, that's good. Oh fuck, that's really good. I haven't had this since I was 18 years old.
Holgate Brewery.
Dude, that's a hit. That's a fucking hit. Holgate in Woodend. They just got government funded. I don't know if that makes them sellouts or.
Oh yeah, well.
But they've hit them. They've hit that one, man. That's a sick drop. What are you smashing here?
I got given a 6-pack of beers. It was my birthday the other day.
It was. Congratulations.
And someone gave me a 6-pack of this Huey. Send it down, Huey, Goulburn, New South Wales. Well, obviously where the brewery is.
Yeah.
And it's a Aussie pale lager.
That's fantastic.
So
I do.
I'd like just to put it out there. Like if you have a beer and you want to have it spruiked on the Flow State podcast, you can.
You can, because we'll drink it. I mean, especially Australian
talk
beers.
about it. Like anyone that gives us a thing, we'll say nice stuff about.
Man, look,
people who give us nothing,
we'll never talk about.
Yeah, even these guys that we're talking about for now.
Hey,
I want free tickets and stuff.
That'd be good, gratuitous fucking things. But like this is the funny thing. I'm not a very well travelled person, but obviously I've tried lots of different drinks from Dan Murphy's.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you have mates that come over and go, try this, Polish beer, try this German beer, try this European beers, try this American stuff. Every Australian beer that I've had has been supremely I'm getting my now I'm on screen. Every Australian beer that I've had has been fucking hands down way better. I'm not trying to be like patriotic or anything like that, but I just realised that half of the beers that I'm drinking are from Melbourne and Sydney. Melbourne Boyer.
Remember that's a classic Melbourne Boyer.
It's a Melbourne Boyer. They're good Boyers down there.
I'll be honest, and I don't mean to be unpatriotic, and I don't mean to support our friends across the pond. But the best beer I've ever had was on a holiday in Queenstown, New Zealand.
Way. What beer?
Just really, it's something. It must be the water and the fucking purity. How pure everything is in that country. I forget the names of the beers because I had copious amounts.
I had some milk and some juice in Christchurch.
Is that it? Because you're only there for an hour.
That's the only time I've ever been. I was there for half an hour.
You're only overseas.
I got back in the submarine cabin and then swam home.
Yeah.
The two, I had some of their, just some juice and some milk, and the whole, it just tasted way better. Like everything about it was better. It's like you said, it's just something in the purity of everything over there.
Pure.
It just tastes so much better.
You come over to Australia, it's like, right, we go to the snowy mountains here. It's 4-hour drive, 3-hour drive. You get there, you look at the mountains, you go, wow, that's mountains. And if you go there a special time of year, it's got snow on the top sometimes.
You get lucky.
But you go to New Zealand and you're flying in there and you're like, what in the fuck? This is proper. This is proper mountains and there's snow on it all year round. And it's like crystal clear. The water is aqua colour.
The place is
like, fuck.
Everything that you like about any country in the world exists in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's
amazing.
Is
exactly right.
It is it's the most gorgeous place in the world.
It is. It's like the Alps, but next to Australia. Like it's still warm in summer.
One of the things that I noticed flying in is that Australia's got some really good light pollution antidotes, I suppose. The way that our streets are lit. When I fly into Melbourne, when I flew back into Melbourne, I didn't realise that I was flying into a major city. When I flew into Christchurch, I thought I was flying into a fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It was that well lit. It was like, we used to have those big orange street lights and they were just fucking super bright.
Yep.
And then we moved to those blue LED kind of things that really didn't have a whole lot of light, but they didn't reflect anything off the road. You can still see the stars to some degree.
They don't take that light out of the air.
Well, the
darkness
on the way into Christchurch Airport, it was just like I could not believe it was like day. It was like everyone had a torch, like a fire torch on. It was just out of control. Really made me appreciate it.
Ho Chi Minh City is like that when you're flying. It's just like you can see it from as soon as you get in the air at Tullamarine, you can see Ho Chi Minh lit up. It's just like, fucking hell.
It's ready.
It's
You
just
just
so
follow
big
the
and
light.
It's a sprawl of lights and
Yeah.
such a great city.
Mm.
But yeah, she's lit up when you're flying in. It's like, wow, this place is massive. And you can really see how big a place is when it's dark and you're flying above it and it's just looking out the plane window and you can just see the lights.
It's got an
It's like,
aura
what the
that
fuck?
just follows you around.
I think I flew over Mecca.
Like actual Mecca?
Yeah, and I could see it in the distance. It was so far away, but you could just see it was just an entire country of just lights. And it's like, shit. Because you look on the little flight map when I love doing it. That's my entertainment. I don't put a TV show on it, and then I watch the flight map and go, oh, we're coming up to Abu Dhabi in 6 hours. Just look out the window. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking maniac.
But I mean, why wouldn't you want to look out the window when you're in a giant fucking metal bird in the sky with a couple of fans attached to the wings? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing is like people get on there and they flick through their magazines and like they're completely oblivious that they can just look out and see everything.
Exactly.
For a small, like you can be a bird for a day.
And that's the funny thing is, even though you're not in that city, you've got like you're in that part of the world, like you're in the sky in that part of the world.
Yeah.
But just because you didn't stop there doesn't mean you're not there. I mean, obviously you can't be like, yeah, I went to the Atlantic Ocean. No, you didn't. You went over it. I get that. But isn't that funny that for a brief moment you're sort of in that country, you're sort of in that world. I mean, you can't get down, go and pick up a lizard or whatever.
Man.
I don't know. What do you do when you go to other countries? Pick up lizards?
Yeah, you pick up all the animals.
Just grab a lizard and put it in your bag.
I think it's like, I like to consider going over it just as, not as cool, but it's still like part of especially if it's the first time you're doing it and you're flying all over all these different climates and how it changes. Because if you're going to Southeast, if you're going anywhere out of Australia, you've got to fly over Australia. And that takes about 72 hours to get out of Australia. That's what it feels like because it's like, okay, you go on to Adelaide and then all of a sudden you go on this flight path, you go to Adelaide from Melbourne. And then all of a sudden you take a right and you're going all the way up past, just through South Australia, up through the Northern Territory.
Mm-hmm.
And all it is desert.
Mm-hmm.
It's all it is for about, literally, I think it's like 4 hours until you can't, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, try driving across it.
Yeah, people drive across it. My friend, 2 friends of mine, they rode their bikes from Perth to Melbourne.
Nah,
They did that.
that's mental.
Yeah.
I think Greblo's got a good story about a guy who surfed a wave. He surfed all the way from Perth to Melbourne.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
It was like on one wave. It took him a couple of hours or something. I don't know.
He rode the one wave. Yeah.
That would be remarkable. Imagine that. That'd be so good.
But it is cool flying over and looking at places.
Yeah.
I love it. And you do, like you've got to be one of those people just like in awe of like you're in as you said, you're in a fucking metal tube in the sky. On a throne that's just hurtling towards you're shaking hands with the devil because if anything bad, if that something just doesn't connect under the bonnet of the plane,
You're fucking dead.
you're dead. You go into the ground like a dart, and everyone's just up there oblivious watching fucking Peaky Blinders and having a fucking Jameson and
Yeah,
Coke.
it's like they're looking at the map. Oh, love, we're going into the ground. What's going on here? Is this part of the tour?
It's kind of scary. That's when I get a little bit freaked out because I kind of forget that I'm up there and there's nothing under me supporting me. And we're just like, it's pure physics.
Yeah.
We're relying on science and physics here.
A bit of thrust.
And I keep telling myself, I had this friend who was a pilot and he told me, he goes, look, you can't, because I used to be really scared of flying. Now I've done it so much, no fear. But he told me to comfort me when I was first going overseas. He goes, well, planes are actually... you're more dangerous for a plane to be on the ground than in the air. They belong in the air. So it's like, quick, get that fucking plane off the ground. It's going to break. It's like, and then that creeps into my head. I'm like, that's my little calming mechanism. It's like, it's meant to be up here. It's fine. It's when we get to the ground where it's not meant to be. I think he was making it like a bit of a joke of like, it crashes. That's why it's not meant to be in the
ground. Is the problem.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people say that air travel is the safest one. I suppose because statistically, but that's the thing is there's more cars in the world than there are planes, and there's more travels in cars than there are in flights. So I can imagine that would make sense for it to be, statistically less problems.
I think this is a crazy statistic, but I think at any one time, every day, the most planes that are in the air is 1 million planes.
1 million planes in the air.
Constant flying.
Really? I didn't even think there'd be 1 million planes.
That could be completely. Maybe it's 1 million people.
I don't know.
No, there'd be 1 million people.
People, yeah. Would you reckon there'd be a million planes? Do you reckon there'd be a million planes in the world? Like, I don't know, because obviously there's more cars than there are people.
Yeah, there'd be a million planes.
Yeah. Who's got them? Which one? Who's got them all?
Well, people like Conor McGregor's just got one.
Just one. He's got his own plane.
Yeah, he's just
How
got
big is it?
Ricky Gervais has his own plane.
Fucking hell.
So these guys, you got to look. And then you got Jeff Bezos, who could just like
buy the whole airline.
Yeah, well, he could literally just go, oh, they bought out the black model and just
I'll have two of them.
Go on eBay and buy it.
Yeah, love, I'm getting a couple of black model G5, G6s. Let's do it.
Have you ever looked into how much money $1 billion actually is, like in comparison to $1 million?
Yeah,
There's a guy who did a rice.
Did the grain of rice from the Greens party the other day, but I've seen the.
It's like, fuck.
It's a lot of cash.
I didn't know.
Man.
I thought it was just like 2 million. It's $1 billion.
Nah,
but it's like, it's not. It's $1 million.
Millions, yeah. But a lot of people tell me that, you
What
know, you couldn't spend $1 million. Motherfucker, I could spend $1 million in a day. Like, people are like, you can live the rest of your life with $1 million. I'm like, no, because when you think about all the assets that you gain with that $1 million, you've got to upkeep those things.
Yeah.
It'd be very expensive to be a multimillionaire. Therefore, that's why they don't stop working. Their work changes. I mean, I don't know, millionaires out there, tell us how it is. You know, if you want to do one of those Reddit things, tell us how it is.
But so what do you mean? So you couldn't, if I was to be a millionaire tomorrow.
Yep. How many million? Let's just clarify that.
Say I get 23 million.
23 million, yep.
It's a good number.
That's a good number. Very nice number.
Because I would shit my pants with joy.
Oh, I would cry. I would cry myself to orgasm.
Yeah, I'd do a whole bunch of bodily functions if I won 23 million tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I would honestly say, like, I'd just go get a car and then that's probably it.
Just a car?
And go everywhere.
Pay the house off?
Yeah,
you'd be pretty set.
But then I say that, and are you saying that, no, but then you just go fucking to the pub every night and you buy beers for everyone and then you just buy dinner for everyone and you just start living this lifestyle of a fucking, you buy a yacht just because you can buy a yacht.
Apparently yachts are a bad thing to buy. If you buy boats, they're a hard thing to get into. But apparently a lot of people who strike lucky rich rather than work rich go broke quite quick because of the charity that they give. They give to their family. They give them, money to. They want to spread the wealth a little bit. So instead of actually maintaining their wealth and making investments, they will give their money away and actually end up kind of worse off than they were when they started. But if you're a person who worked your way into being rich, then it's obviously you're going to have your money tied up in things. You don't really own any of that money. You've just got a bunch of oh, hello, B.
Oh, we're having a bit of a malfunction.
Hang on a sec. You got to do my one for you. Let's 1 sec.
Yeah, just keep going. We're going to work this camera thing.
Yeah, I promise we'll get there. The difference being that if you were to let's get that fucker on. Come on, Cody. There we go. Here he is.
Yeah, we could.
So if you were to work yourself rich, then you would probably have a lot of different assets, and you wouldn't have that money in the bank. It'll just be like, he owns 2 businesses and like a bunch of cars towards the business and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
and therefore you could realistically lose it all in no time. But you also the fact that you have that stuff, people want to keep you working so you can continue to pay off those things. Therefore, you get 23. Let's talk about you getting $23 million tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So you get $23 million tomorrow. You take the 3, I get the 20. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, I could be pretty happy with $3 million, and I'd be really appreciated if you would consider it.
I'd be like, no, I'd like to think that that's what I'd do. I'd be like, it's $50K.
Yeah, $50K. That's the thing.
And you'd go like, right, family, right. So that's probably the key,
that's
isn't it?
Get caught.
You go, no, instead of going, hey, I'm going to write you a check for fucking 10 million.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy you a nice house and I'm going to own it.
Yep.
You don't have to pay anything.
Yep.
And then we'll sell it.
Yep.
And you get to keep it.
I've got some problems with that, but
you buy it off me.
Yeah.
And then I get my money again.
That's the thing. This is interesting. So when this is the way I would play this thing if you became a millionaire, came $23 million, and I want to buy my mates a house or whatever. So I mean, everybody wants to go and give their mates a house and wants to give them all that kind of stuff. But what you would do is when you get that kind of cash, people are all like, I mean, not that I fucking know, $50 in the world. But like the difference between that sort of situation is that there's a good burp. When you get that kind of cash, you've got to put it somewhere. You can't just have the cash around. Why can't you have the cash around? Who the fuck knows? But everyone's just like, you can't just have cash. You can't just have $23 million sitting in your bank.
So you can't put it in your mattress.
You've got to do something
the
with
old
it.
Irish.
You can't. Apparently you can't. So the
Why?
smart thing to do with that money would be buy
Was
some
it rot?
shares.
Does it get eaten by silver bugs?
That's
Whatever the
silverfish or something.
silverfish.
So here's what I do with $23 million. Right, you
Go on.
pay your house off. Right, and buy myself a house, buy myself a car, and then you go, all right, well now you don't have any purpose because your shit's paid for. You don't have to fucking work, right?
Yeah, fuck,
Then
that'd be good, wouldn't it?
You just give them a 0 interest loan, so you get your money back on that. They still have to work to pay it off, but they never have to worry about the interest. Is what kills a lot of people. Or go, hey, I'll sell your house back to you for half price or whatever. I'll pay it off and you pay me half back.
Yeah.
So you can give someone a bigger, better quality of life by going, hey, mum and dad, you've been living in the house my entire life. I'm going to buy you a nicer, better house. You can keep the other one if you want to. You can do whatever you want with it, but get something that's more appropriate for you. And if they're still at working age, you can continue to work to have the feeling of being needed because the people are sticking around to service their loans essentially.
Yeah.
So you've got your family better off, they're lighter off in their mind, in their brain. They're not working for the system anymore. They're working for you and they're working for their family and they know that everything's going to be okay. If they can't make a payment one week, you're going to be like, listen, mum, I'm going to have to fucking kick you out. We're done here, right? You've fucked up. You've not met the terms of the lease. You're out of here.
You're done.
So if you want to help your friends out like that, there's a possibility to do those kind of things. But then like I said, you might be able to quit your job, but then your job becomes managing your millions. So what do you do with it? You buy a business, a restaurant or whatever, something you can launder your drug money through. I mean, something that you can put your money into to continue to grow. And also you create jobs for people out of that because all of that money just sitting there, like what are you doing with it? You're just going to be some selfish prick who keeps all the money? Or do you go and put on 5 guys, give them jobs, give them a purpose and help spread the wealth in the sense that they continue to make the money back for you anyway? And then you've got more money to put into maybe open up another business or put it into something else.
Yeah, you'd just be running businesses.
Essentially,
Like Conor McGregor.
Exactly.
With
the whiskey.
Yeah, the whiskey. He earns more money than he's ever earned fighting ever. Maybe not Floyd Mayweather.
That was a big fight.
But that's the thing. See what he did, and you could see it. Like he earned $1 billion, maybe just under
$1 billion.
Yeah, he got crazy money.
Hang on,
I think Floyd got $1 billion.
$1 billion for a fight.
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Yeah. I think it was $1 billion fight.
It can't have been $1 billion. That's a million millions. You said it yourself.
Yeah. No, I think it might have been 70 million.
Yeah. That's a very different number.
I don't know. I think Floyd's made $1 billion before.
Floyd made weather.
Floyd made weather. Oh no, I don't want to talk about.
I mean, because he was broke. He was bust when he went in, didn't he?
That's what they say. Like because he's got that many. Like we were saying, look, what got us on this topic? He has so much money that it fluctuates. So much up and down. But I think bullshit. Sell a fucking Rolls Royce.
Yeah, man, Rolls Royces aren't cheap.
I want one.
Yeah, wouldn't it be sick?
That'd be the first purchase. That'd be the first purchase.
Do you ever watch on
down the dirt roads in a Royce?
That'd be so fucking cool. Sorry to go off on a tangent here, but do you ever watch Supercar Blondie? No. It's like she's I don't know if she's a YouTube channel or a Facebook. Lots of Facebook videos come up. She's this Australian lady. I think she lives in Abu Dhabi because that's where all the rich cars and shit are, right?
Yeah.
And she just spends all the time going around looking at these like massive luxury cars, like millions and millions of dollars luxury cars. She has like her own Rolls Royce and her own this and her own that. And apparently she made all of that money just from the YouTube channel, just from her TV show, like TV station that her husband would follow her around and film on his phone.
Well, if you're out there and you want to sponsor us and
Alex?
you have a Rolls Royce, send it in. We'll give it a review.
That's right. And Alex Supercar Blondie, if you're watching, we'd love to have you on, and you can tell us all about how did you do it? How did you just go, I'm going to start a channel and I'm going to make...
What is her out of 10?
Yep.
What is her... How is... When you look at her...
Yeah.
I want to say this without being... cancelled.
Is she a good-looking Sheila?
Yes. Don't say Sheila ever, because that'll get us cancelled.
I mean, like she's would be regarded as a handsome woman.
That's good. A handsome.
I don't know. Lady. Yeah, she's fine. Like she's just a lady who like fucking goes around looking at supercars.
Is she smoking hot?
She's a Nordic alien.
Okay.
She's a Nordic blonde alien, though, one of those ones that come down and take you away and fucking lead you into the forest.
Do you want to do your alien?
I don't want to. Should we reveal that? It's been sitting on the edge of the counter the whole time. I don't know if you can see it at the back there. Cody, pick that up. Pick that shit up. We're doing a little documentary about these. It's not a supercar blondie alien, but it's just a regular. Look at that. Fucking look at that. Cave its head in, boys. Oh, anyone who's listening, we've gone on. Let's tell you the story, okay? So, we'll get back to the supercars in a moment. You put that up there. So basically, what happened is I was on, the internet one day on my bloody computer, looking at the computer things, and I saw a couple of these really cool alien masks. And this is after just having a chat with Dean Aliotto, I'll tell you a funny story about that. But I was talking to Dean, and about that alien thing. And he's like, "Go and grab yourself some alien stuff and make a movie and all this kind of shit." And so I found these alien masks on a website, and I was like, clearly these aren't $40 masks. These are $700 masks. So I gone on the thing and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to buy 2 of these things and see how they show up, and then just do a documentary along the way about you look fucking disgusting about what they look like. And I thought they were going to be shit, and it turns out they were better than I thought. They were still garbage. What do you think about that, alien Cody?
Yeah, man, it's
Look at your fucking big grey alien face. He's got one of the masks on, if you're listening.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, if you're listening, that's why I sound muffled. Is this a face covering?
Can you wear it in the street? It's funny because there's no mouth hole. It said it fits. It said it contours to the lips and everything, and it was based on this this prop store in Hollywood. And this thing has no mouth hole, so all of the audio that anyone can hear is actually coming out of the nose and eyes.
Is that it?
It's you got no mouth hole there. You can barely breathe. Cody's sweating up a storm in there, and it's like it's just, hang on, look at that without the helmet on. Oh, without the hat on, Cody. Oh, turn your head a little bit. But the best part about this thing, Cody, if you show them the neck, it actually covers your neck a fair bit. It goes down quite a way. It's not your average Bendigo show mask. I mean, it kind of is your average Bendigo show mask, and I can see it lasting not very long. I think we'll do something funny with it, and then we should probably put it up on a mannequin and just let it rot slowly.
Yeah. I don't think it'll ever rot.
You don't reckon it'll ever rot?
Not with that chemical.
It stunk my car out.
Yeah.
So back on the supercar blondie thing.
Yes, we went off on the
So she's managed to create this entire... Her husband left his fucking career to do this channel with her. Well, for her, essentially. He works for her. I don't know what he does at the moment. But she had a really lovely video up where she's finally made it that big that she went and bought him this fucking watch that was unspeakably expensive.
Right.
And one of the ladies who worked for her moved from the Philippines, I think, over to work for her as a receptionist. Excuse me.
Do it, man.
And she gave her a shoebox full of cash because she wants to send her kids to university. So she goes, I can't remember the lady's name. We love you. We really appreciate you, and we want to give you this gift. She opens up this shoebox full of cash, and she's like, that's for, because they'd obviously talked about it, either for sending your kids to school or starting up she wanted to create a home for students that students could live in.
Yep.
Without having to worry about it, so that they could go to uni and without having to worry about, fuck, I've got to get a job and do rent, they could focus entirely on their study. And so Alex from Supercar Blondie has just given her this cash. Her husband sacrificed his entire career to go and do this on a whim that it might work. And she's got access to all these ridiculous cars, one-of-a-kind billion-dollar cars, like billionaire cars, not billion-dollar, but tens of million-dollar cars sometimes.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, I'm not
Jealous.
out here spruiking everybody, but go and have a look at everyone. Go and have a look at Supercar Blondie's page. There's some ridiculous things that she gets up to on that channel.
Yeah, shit. Let's get her on.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool.
Have a chat to
it'd be
Supercar
cool.
Blondie.
She seems to be one of the busiest motherfuckers in the industry, though. Like, just, having to leave jobs to go to other photo shoots and shit like that to do cars.
That's unreal.
Wouldn't that be great, though? But
it'd be good to have a job where it's like that, where it's like, I've got to go to a photo shoot, but it's okay because I'm getting like $25 million today.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine just fighting, getting knocked out by Floyd Mayweather and getting $40 million or
fuck,
whatever.
I would do that. I would fight Connor. Connor, I'm calling you out, mate.
Yep.
I've done my fair share. I'm a white belt in jiu-jitsu with a couple of stripes. I can throw a punch, got a good overhand right on me. I think I got what it takes. So if you think you want to keep running your mouth, little Irish McNugget, I'll fucking knock you out. All right, piece
Fuck
of shit.
the Joneses. Fuck them.
I'll knock him out. Fucking mouthing off. I'll take you down, man, and I'll give you a fucking flogging.
Do your best, Conor McGregor ripping on Cody Jones. Like, I fucking killed the Joneses. I don't know how to do it.
What would he say to me? He'd
I don't know.
You're overweight. You're far too unfit to go to fight with me. I'll knock you out. You stupid little
Australian convict.
Australian convict. Yeah.
Fucking. That's fantastic.
Shut your mouth.
So when's the fight?
White belt. When's the fight? When is it, Connor? I'm calling you out.
That's it.
I just want the money.
Yeah, the money would be great. I mean, like, would you let Conor McGregor kill you for that kind of cash? Because he'll fucking rip your head off in one hit.
I'll just tap out instantly.
Yeah. Just get ding, 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 and then tap.
I wouldn't fight. There's a guy in the UFC who we know, who I certainly wouldn't fight for no love nor money.
I think you might have even been in a grapple with this guy in training. Have you guys grapple? I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, he trains in. Well, I suppose he does.
Yeah,
he's from Bendigo and he trained at Stewie's, which is the same place.
I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers out here, but Jimmy the Brute Crute knocked the fuck out of the guy whose name I can't even remember because it was only a 2-minute round.
Bukowskis.
And he fucking, in 2 minutes, he just blitzed him. I was on the shitter at the time screaming, going, watching the stream.
You know what it was? It was like a classic slip, counter right, bang.
And
it's just a classic slip the jab.
It was a boxing
throw
move.
Counter. Yeah, it was just a classic Daniel Taggart special.
It was a Taggart special. Danny Taggart's taught him everything. I don't know.
Like Sam Greco is his coach, man, so it's just like, wow.
And Sam Greco, did he invent Greco-Roman wrestling?
No, he didn't. No,
fuck. Wrong guy. Shit.
Brilliant kickboxer.
Yeah.
Brilliant Australian kickboxer.
Well, it was very interesting
nice guy too.
To see what he said after the fight. You know, it was really nice of Jimmy. I don't know if he was being smart or if he was being compassionate, which I'm pretty sure, I don't think he's a smart ass. I think that he was being compassionate too. After he knocked the guy out, he went and put his arm around him and goes, fuck, man, you all right? And sat with him.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely a nice guy move.
And that's the thing. And then he ran over to Dana White
and
had a quick, like, Dana, something, and then jumped back into the ring.
Yep.
But that thing was just something else, man. I was very, very happy to see.
Folded him up like a lawn chair. Man, he had 93 kilos of force behind that fucking punch.
Yeah.
And all of it landed on the chin of that guy and just fucking crumpled. And I was like, and he went to walk off too. I was like, yeah. And then he could have walked off. It should have been over then and there, but he got up and
get a couple more on him.
Yeah, a couple more left hands.
But that was the thing after the fight. Jimmy said, and the funny thing is with no ego too, because he ever since that other time he got knocked out a couple of times ago or whatever, he
got choked out by
Serkinov. Yeah, and that was the thing. He's like, that's not me anymore. I had to learn that. Yeah. And then he's gone and got knocked out, and he goes, look at my trainers. Of course I was going to win. I've got the best trainers in the world, and he's got a lot of respect for these guys. Yeah. So he's like, of course I was going to win. I had no doubt that I'd win because the guys that are teaching me are the best in the world in my regard.
Yeah.
And there we go. Well, he fucking won, didn't he?
And he's impressive too.
And won.
Dana loves him too.
He loves him. He's Dana's boy. But he won so spectacularly. It was like watching $1 million fight. You know what I mean? It was so exciting for me.
That was like when I was like, I don't like to go, oh, I knew it would happen like that. But it was like, I said to our friend Sparky, I was like, that's going to be because he was having a bet. I was like, yeah, put everything on a first round knockout.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because he's just that kind of operator. And lo and behold.
I'm really happy to see that too. First round knockout for the Crute.
Yeah. It's going to happen again too.
When's it going to happen again?
Hopefully soon.
I'm interested to find
Hopefully
out.
in town, in Australia too.
That'd be real cool, man.
Melbourne.
I'll go.
And let's fucking go.
I'm going to go. I'm going to get
I was meant to go to his last one and the one of Rod Laver.
Yeah.
Spewing.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm interested to see how that works as a career because I know that, like, I'm,
don't speak about another bloke's money sort of situation.
But I'd be interested to see what a fighter on his level kind of gets per fight and how many times they have to fight per year to. Because, like, imagine if you go into a fight and you get a certain amount of money and then you got to live off that until your next fight because he's not going to fucking work at Coles, you know what I mean, while he's training. He's fucking every single day because that's who he is.
So I believe
we can speculate on this or...
this isn't based on anyone that I know personally, but I think that what happens is, say you get like a 6-fight deal.
Yep.
I think most of the fight deals are 3-fight deals, unless you're Khabib Nurmagomedov or one of these contenders.
Yeah.
We're top 5s. Conor McGregor.
Yep.
You get a 6-fight deal over 2 years.
Yeah.
Which means that you're getting. I imagine that you're getting paid. The fight gets cancelled
every 4 months.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Do you think?
Well, that evens
plus
out.
whatever endorsement you can get along the way. Like,
Yeah,
what's Jimmy doing? Like,
I don't know,
surely Jimmy could do like an ad for someone.
Yeah, Subway. Hi, I'm Jimmy Crute. Welcome to Subway.
Knock
First
out the
round
fat.
knockouts, knock out the fat.
Yeah, that sort of shit. Yeah, who knows? Like, but like, surely the door opens when you're knocking people out in the UFC. Door opens.
Yeah, I would fucking hope so. I mean, especially when you're performing at the level this guy is.
Yeah.
When we talked to him, what episode was that? 11?
11, 12? Yeah.
Fuck, man. He was like, I'm going on top. And
12,
I believe him. I believe him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't doubt that.
I don't, and you can see it every time you see him do something. You're like, he's fucking not stopped. No one's going to stop him.
Man, he living in a van behind the gym in Melbourne.
And that's the thing is that's the kind of dedication. I wish I could afford to be dedicated to anything as much as that. And I'm sure that I can, but at what cost? My comfortable, nice home and synthesizers. Or, you know what I mean? Like, if I knew that the benefit was going to be as good as it is, I suppose that's why people don't take chances.
Well, that's why, that's why not everyone's brilliant.
Exactly. Because people don't have the stones to kind of to go through that shit to put themselves to the top.
Yeah, and it is hard. You've got to be a certain sort of person to fucking become great at anything. Yeah.
Well, man, I think whoever's making these beers has become great at it because, my God, I'm lit as a fucking Christmas tree.
But this is the thing. Jimmy's an excellent, world-class fighter, MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure it doesn't just end at mixed martial arts. I'm sure he'd be able to carry over his skills into other
Ben Sassoli's a great piano player. Like, even to practice that one song enough, you'd have to be really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
The one song that I've seen him play on that one clip.
Yeah, he was very good at that. But you're good at, you're good at making music yourself,
but not to the level that Ben Sassoli can be that good at piano. You know what I mean? As a fucking side hustle, not even a side hustle. I'm sure he's not pursuing it professionally, but he can be as good as he is at fighting, and also as good as he is at piano.
Walk up to piano at an airport and
just rip it to pieces. Whereas, man, I don't even know where C is. I think it's the one next to the two black ones.
Yeah.
On a piano. But like, that's the difference is that. When, someone like me who probably has undiagnosed ADHD and can't really focus on something for long enough to completely learn it, versus someone who can really focus their craft so much that they can be that good at piano. It's a discipline. A joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a discipline thing, though, isn't it?
I don't have that. I'm still I'm talking over you because I'm so undisciplined. I can't even fucking let you finish talking. You know what I mean? That's how retarded I am.
Suck.
But
we both suck.
It's well, I suck.
No, like everyone's got their own unique thing, but I feel like fighting to be the best. It's just discipline, and that's it, and learning from mistakes. Surely,
you've got to make them to learn from them.
You've got to be smacked in the face and choked out by people, and then I imagine that you don't get any better. Not losing.
Yeah. Well, that brings me on to a topic that I was going to bring up with you because I know you know who this is, and we don't know him personally, but I've been watching a few videos from a self-proclaimed world champion, greatest of all time boxer, Charlie Zelenoff. I've watched a few videos on Charlie. And on a documentary made on him and stuff like that. And, at first I was like, fuck this guy, this guy's fucking out of control. And then I watched a couple of documentaries and stuff, and I got real sad, real sad for him, because it's not just a matter of, just for a bit of background on this, guys. Charlie Zelenoff is a guy who picks fights with professional boxers and also people on the street. He'll walk around with his phone. He go, yo, I'm a pro boxer. Yo, I'm a pro boxer. He's an American guy. I'm a pro boxer. Yeah, you ever boxed before? No. Well, it feels like this, bitch. Boom. And he'll fucking king hit someone and run away.
Yeah.
And this kind of guy is like an A-grade psychopath in that regard. People will just literally, he'll beat the fuck out of someone. He heard him picking a fight with a guy, and while these girls were around, and the girls were like telling him, hey, dude, just back off. And he's like going to fight them. He's going to bash these women.
Yeah.
Out of no reason.
Jesus
and then, he'll go into Deontay Wilder's gym and be like, look, I'm going to beat the fuck out of Deontay Wilder, and he'll pester them for months and months and months. And then he'll get in the fight with him. And what he'll do is he'll lose the fight, get like knocked to the ground. Then he'll run away, put his hands in the air and go, I won. and he counts every fight that he's ever had, every scuffle that he's ever had, and he counts them all as a win.
So when he puts his hands up, that's when he goes on his record.
He declares it, yeah. And there was he's had one professional fight in his career, and he lost it horribly.
Did he get sparked, unconscious, and then he got up and
he fell out of the ring,
and then ran away, didn't he?
He ran away, and then he claimed that as I think he claimed it as himself as a win, and then he flew. When I say he flew, he had his father fly the people who he fought against out, and they thought, oh yeah, boxing, good sportsmanship, we'll come out and train with him, it'll be fun. And all expenses paid trip. While the guy he was boxing, who he lost against, was putting his gloves on.
Yeah, the people lacing up their gloves, and then he smacks them while they're
lacing their gloves up. So he fucking sucker punched this guy, which is assault, not boxing. And so he's hit this dude and and they did an interview with him afterwards, and they're like, did it hurt? And he goes, no, not really. It's just, I guess, I was insulted, but it didn't hurt like physically because he's a little bitch or whatever. But it was just, I watched this whole documentary, man, and I just felt fucking disgusted. For this dude, and very, very sad that the things that happened the way he was, the delusions in which he has involved himself in, and the medication that he's on that he's not taking, and you can tell when he's not, because he goes on Instagram and he does these videos about, yo, I'm the best, man, I'm fucking Charlie. He's dropping N-bombs against people and stuff like that.
Like fighters and stuff.
Just horrible shit. He's just trying to antagonize anybody he possibly can.
Yeah, he sucks, man.
He walked around, this dude was doing a proper documentary on him, and when I watched this thing, it was like, you ever watch those true crime shows, like the interviews with a murderer and shit like that?
Yep.
I felt like I was watching one of those shows after the murders had happened, and he's like, yeah, dog, I won this many fights, I beat the shit out of Mayweather Sr., and I'm like,
just deluded.
He didn't beat the shit out of Mayweather Sr. None of that ever happened. And there's videos, every video that you can see all of these things on the internet of him getting his ass handed to him and then claiming it as a win. 16-year-old kid at Mayweather Senior. Is that the one at Mayweather Senior's gym? A 16-year-old he picks a fight with him, and then he gets knocked out. He tries to call timeout, and then he leaves the ring, and then he comes back into the ring, and while the guy's got his back turned and tries to sucker punch him.
And he turns around and belts him.
And then the kid goes fucking primal. And
he put him in a headlock and shit, didn't he? Like
he picked him up like that in the headlock. He picked him up and he fucking body slams his little fucking frail legs into the ground. They go, when like kids hit the ground, they go, and their legs pile on top of each other. Yeah, he just folded him up and then he choked him out, and everyone's like, stop, you're going to kill him, He's
he was like full on cranking his neck in like a Gazakatami
like a
judo hold.
Like a rag doll. And they had him and he was like, Say you quit. Say I won. Say that I won, not you won. Okay, you won. And then
he gets up and he goes,
and then he says he won, and then they beat the fuck out of him again. But I just can't believe that shit. Imagine. Well, I don't have to imagine because I have dealt with people like that. But
he's the next level.
He's just there's something going on, man. It's just fucked up. If you ever want to feel good about yourself, or worse about yourself, go and have a look at this guy's documentary that some guy made, because even the guys who was making the doco, he went off on a tangent about, and he started like discrediting them, and it's really uncomfortable. If you're into a watch like that, you can watch that.
That's sad, man.
Another one to watch too. Have you seen the first series of Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix?
I watched one episode of it, and it was too much like a show that would come on. It gave me the Sunday afternoon feeling. The blues. Like I got to go to school tomorrow. It was one of those shows that I can't watch them. Yeah, it's a Sunday afternoon blues.
It's definitely. But were you watching it on a Sunday afternoon?
Potentially. Yeah, probably what.
Every day's a Sunday afternoon when you can't go to work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, everything feels like Sunday.
Yeah,
roast.
You poor fucker. Yeah. It's nasty. But look, anyway, if anybody's out there and they haven't watched it, I recommend go and have a look at the Unsolved Mysteries first season and season 2. Now, because I'm a fucking psycho, I've managed to equate all these people's really horrific unsolved stories to the one plot point that they've all been abducted by aliens.
Yeah, of course you did.
The first story is about a guy who like fucking
went through a fucking roof.
The roof.
Yeah, that's the one I watched.
And I'm like, okay, that's fucked up. And then you watch another one, and it's like this woman got abducted. This whole family went missing, and he killed. Apparently, the youngest kid was the last to die or whatever. And I'm like, maybe the kid was possessed by aliens. Then later on in the last episode of the first season, it's these people got abducted by aliens. I'm like, they're all connected.
They're all
aliens.
This is official. This has been it's been told to. This is in documents that when people are going into the Air Force to be a pilot, they get these. It's in the training.
Yeah.
It's in the module.
Yeah.
It's well documented. You will come across UFOs. That will happen.
Mm.
So you get taught that when you become a pilot in the Marines. Also in that document, it says...
Just the breath in between stuff. It's like, I'm like, come on, Cody, say something. There's dead air.
There is 4...
Stop doing that hand shape.
No, that's literally my head. There is 4...
Do not.
There is 4 alien species visiting the Earth. There is 4. No, this is true. This is true. I'm not taking the piss. I'm not doing Dan Andrews' fucking nose not Loch Ness monster. There's 4 different species of alien that is currently visiting and doing work on the Earth. That is true.
Okay.
That is true. There's 4 different kinds. That's a true fact, and they're taught that. It's in the documents.
When you become an airport.
George Knapp says it.
When you become an airport, when you become a pilot.
Yeah.
Imagine
George Knapp.
Yeah, George. My mate George, the mate, he came around for dinner the other night, man. We had roast potatoes.
Let's get George Knapp on the Flow State podcast.
So for anyone who doesn't know who George Knapp is, if you watched the Bob Lazar documentary, Jeremy Corbell made a documentary about it. George Knapp is the guy who broke the story about Bob Lazar's experiences.
Back in the late 80s, 90s?
Yes, he did. And fuck George, yeah, it would be good. Man, it'd be great.
It's 4 aliens.
So there's 4 types. And what are they? There's a malevolent greys.
Yeah, the malevolent greys.
There's the
I'd imagine
benevolent Nordics.
What's a Nordic? Green.
Nordics are the people who look like Supercar Blondie. They look like Supercar Blondie, but they got bigger eyes. They're white, sort of like white people,
like
blonde
angelic
people, tall, 9 foot tall, big dark almond eyes.
Yeah.
And then
like, I bring you peace.
Yeah,
like Mr. Burns
we
alien.
bring love.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bringing love, break its legs.
Yeah. Mr.
So
Burns.
there's those. So you've got your malevolent alien greys. You've got your reptilian David Icks.
Yeah. You got
Straight
your
from
reptilians.
V in the 1980s, that series V.
They're
You've
doing
got your
work.
Nordics, and then you've got your big bing bang blob monsters that are all green and pink. I don't know. What's the 4th one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of them.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
that was
no, I
Bing
meant
Bang.
to. That's what I
Yeah,
meant to do.
So no, but all right. So we talk about David Icke and we go on about conspiracy theory, and we never got into the actual crux of what David Icke is world famous for. What do you know anything about his theory on them fucking a lizard that there is a reptilian bloodline that has gone? There's a vein of this bloodline that has gone through every leadership group in the world.
Did you read that book?
No, I can't read.
Okay,
I can't read it.
continue.
Yeah,
I had to go. Is this coming from the book?
it's coming from the book.
Is that what you're saying? It's coming from the book. This thing.
No, I just want to know what the fuck. Like, I just want to know what the fuck.
Oh, we're both in trouble here. What people know about it? Do you mean?
Like, I want to know if you know about it.
I know bits about it, but only bits that I've seen from little documentaries on him and stuff like that. Things like oh, come on, you bastard.
So I don't think our fans.
So what
know.
So about the reptilian bloodline thing, I don't know how far back that goes, but what my gathering from that whole story is. Sorry to cut you off before as well. I just like the book, because you had that book.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I wonder if it
no,
is in Human Race, Get Off Your Knees, The Lion Sleeps No More. I was wondering if it was in that book. How deep does he go in book 1? That's the thing. But so my understanding of that book
is that it's a shortcut for people who don't want to actually look at real science.
Is that what it is?
That's what I believe conspiracy books and stuff like that is.
Yep.
And I feel like it's a shortcut. It's like a hack for people to go, right, I don't have to look at the real stuff. That takes years to understand.
Yep.
And if I don't understand anything, I feel like an idiot.
Mm.
But I can understand this and I can read it and then I can be different and I can be smart and then I know it and then I'm an expert. Can't be an expert on science. It's too hard. Only the experts are experts on science because they did the fucking man hours.
Yeah.
But this, I just have to read the book.
And then you know it.
I think that's potentially what's going on. And that's why so many people don't think that COVID-19 exists.
Yeah. So how does that get us to a reptilian bloodline from the Queen that runs generations.
Right. Okay, so throughout history,
Yep.
prehistorically, no, not prehistorically, historically.
Because it would be before.
Yeah. It'd be before history. So there's been, it's well documented, right, that there has always been paintings and sculptures and statues and fucking everything's made and they're lizard people.
Yep.
So I think that the presumption is made there that there was like a race that come over and they took over the world, maybe built the pyramids and all that sort of shit and moved those rocks to where you can't.
Yeah.
No one knows how they did it, right? So this is what the...
I'll say they use rollerblades.
And then they fucked the people, maybe. And then they made sort of hybrid. And these people were put here. They come to this planet to go undercover, essentially, and then gain control. And that's what the royal family has done. And that they keep breeding. That's why they keep it in the family. That's why they killed Princess Di.
They just killed her.
You know, they just... I think that's what they did. I feel like they just literally... I feel like that's the theory. I need to read the book, but I can't because it makes me want to fucking... It makes my brain go hot. It makes my whole face hurt when I read it. I'm just like, I can't read. I've read like... I've been reading the Gulag Archipelago. That's a horrible, true, fucking gut-wrenching, fucking telling of history, of true events. And I don't get a hot head reading that. I get a fucking normal brain and a normal face when I read that, okay? But when I read David Icke's Human Race Get Off Your Knees, it makes my brain feel like it's going in a knot. And I don't know if it's because the lettering's so small and the pages are so big. I don't know what it is, but it makes my fucking brain hurt. And it makes me feel like I should check myself into the emergency room and say, look, is there something wrong with my head? Do you have an MRI machine?
What would you do if you had the MRI machine?
Did you just fucking shapeshift?
Yeah, just shapeshift.
Broden's got his alien mask on. I can tell you, that looks absolutely fantastic.
What do you reckon, boys? Human race, get off your face! The lion sleeps no more. Hang on, I need to get these headphones on. Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah. No, it looks awesome, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, no.
It's an interesting thing, man, because my extent of that knowledge is basically that so there's reptilians that shapeshift that are in separate dimensions, and the reason they shapeshift is because they're phasing in and out of existence, you know, into that kind of stuff. They call them humans, and they're from the Milky Way galaxy, and they've come over to our galaxy, Zeta Reticuli, to control our alien race. Our race. But it's an interesting one there. I'm looking forward to exploring that further. Hopefully we can meet a multi-dimensional human monkey that comes across and potentially learn from them how they manage to get through the atmosphere in which they breathe into our nitrogen-based atmosphere.
Yeah, I hope that can happen.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Let's see what happens in the future to come.
That's right.
They definitely prepped us for fucking Alien Invasion Day.
It looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, these masks, they're good, man. They're a good investment.
I'm really happy about them.
We need a mannequin for when we're not using them. But yeah. Hey, look, man, I reckon that's been a great episode. I reckon that's just about us for the day. Thanks to everyone for tuning in again. Hey, guess what? We haven't missed a week since we started, and that was the plan. We're going strong. It's nearly the end of the year. We're going to get through this. We're going to get 52 episodes out, and we're going to get it done.
That's right. We're going to pump the entire year full of fucking gear. Even though we don't have any guests for a little while, and it's driving us crazy. Like, fuck, if anybody's more upset about it not having guests, it's us. We're really glad. I've had some really good feedback that you guys are happy for us to just be having a fucking gas bag. This is awesome, but still, we want to talk to some more people. We just can't wait to have our fucking first proper guests over in the new studio.
We've got a few in the pipeline. You know, there's a lot of comedians who have been harshly locked down in Melbourne, and it's fucking, they want to get out and they want to start fucking talking again. So as soon as our mate Dan Andrews and the government, the powers that be, allow our Melbourne friends and comics and entertainers come down to the studio, come into regional Victoria. All people are welcome to come here, do a podcast with us, crash the night, have a beer, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is what this place is for. If you've got, something to spruik, you're in the industry, you've got something to do, something to say, hit us up, come on. And, we'll have you out here and we'll have a good time of it too. You can stay the night. And, that's what it's all about.
That's it. And, thanks again to Maddie from Mudsy's Audio Solutions for sponsoring the episode again.
Absolutely, yeah.
We really appreciate it. We appreciate you guys for watching and for checking it out. Comedians are my favourite people. I really can't wait to get some more on the show, to get some more funny on, to get some different funny on, to get some different people on. We thank you all again for becoming patrons. If you're a patron, some cool stuff coming your way. Keep your eye out for that. Really looking forward to that kind of stuff, which is going to be great.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the pipeline there, which, it's going to be good. You've been working hard on some shit. It's going to be good for the patrons. A little bit of a cool thing. I can't wait to have one myself.
Yeah, and we've got some t-shirts up on the website. Some new t-shirts up on the website.
Yeah, new merch.
People to picking those up. That'll be good.
Yeah, head to the website and grab one of those. And I reckon also go back and listen to a couple of episodes if you've missed one here and there. Like some of the ones that I really liked were Jimmy Crute just had a good fight. Like that, talking to him and getting to inside the mind of a fighter like Jimmy, him talking about how he goes into the killer instinct mode, like stuff like that. Go back and check that out. And, like Dean Aliotto and David I. Go and check out the some previous episodes. Give us a like and subscribe on the platforms. And
that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
man, there's lots of really cool episodes. Tommy C gets another great one that is always a good one to go back to. I fucking listened to that the other day and I just lost my shit. It's very funny.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, guys, for another week, episode 38 of Flow State Podcast. Really appreciate you.
Belt it.
Jam it and cram it and jam it and enjoy yourself.
Don't shoot yourself, boys.
Fuck, hang on. There we go. Bye.